Hi Red friends. We are back in the fitting salon taking shoes out of boxes, and today I'm even going to do the unboxing bit. Haven't done a drum roll for a while, so I thought I'd do that. What am I taking out of the box today? It is not the Fitting Hacks guide, which you'll get with every order. We'll talk about that later. It is Lucent Kayak. Hooray! Now, let's just pause for a moment and talk about what color is Kayak. Kayak is somewhere between olive and walnut. That's where Kayak lives on my mind spectrum. But to be honest with you, it was probably not the greatest color name choice. Sometimes the color names are a little bit random. And if we maybe would go back in time, I might have called it olive because it's quite greenish, but it also has like a kind of really lovely milky, biscuity, caramelly base. So it's a little bit yellow as well as being green. That's why I called it Kayak. Now, I want to talk a little bit about ideas behind this shoe. And the first thing to talk about is the platform itself, which if you've been following our brand for a while, you will know as the Lunar outsole, or L unit as we call it. And let's talk about, yes, the construction of the outsole and why it actually speaks to your real life and what we were thinking about when we were making the outsole. This is the inside of our outsoles look like. So it's actually got 3 sections here. This is called the coring, and this has actually been used in much the same way on the inside of the outsole. What that means is it has the feeling underfoot of a trainer because it has a lot of support through the heel, the mid, and the toe. And we know that that's really important to our customers, and it's certainly important to me because we are people that are on our feet all day and running around, and we need a bit of support, right? So when we were designing these shoes, we were thinking about the many end uses that you have in your real life. It might be that you're getting up early, you're going to the market early in the morning, and then you've got to go to work and look nice. And then at the end of your day, you've got to hang out with your kids maybe and go walk your dog and go to the dog park. This shoe will take you through all those 3 things. IRL shoes, all those 3 things. And I did that today, so that's how come I can say that. What I would say as well, in thinking about the construction of this shoe, is, and I'll stick with the sole, we also have an athletic inner sole, so it has arch support. And not only do we have the athletic inner sole, but we also have the additional 4mm foam padding, which is going to help you find your perfect fit in our shoes. So because our shoes run in full size grades, we do need to offer the flexibility of changing them to a half size. And that's what these 2 excellent Princess and the Pea inspired layered mattress footbeds will do for you. So that's the insole and the sole and how it's speaking to your real life and end use. So now let's talk about the upper and where our ideas came for the upper. So if you've been following us along, you'll know that we've had Lunar Boot in our collection, which is a stretch boot, and it has a stretch upper. This is actually a non-stretch leather. That's how we've made it with a zip through the center front. We've talked about before that we put the zip through the center front for people with a higher arch, and that has worked pretty successfully. We've also talked about the different handles of the leather. So this is a much more rigid leather. It is a more rigid leather than the Lunar Boot. So it's wider, it's cut a bit wider through the throat, and it's just designed to be, I guess, it's still a dress boot, but it's more of a day boot when you compare, say, the handle of the leather on the Lunar Boot, which is really soft and more like a dress evening boot. So that's some of the finer points of the construction. I've talked about the color, so maybe now we can talk about seeing it on the foot. We're going to show them on the foot, and this is my actual pair that I've been wearing, so they're nice and smudgy and relaxed. There's a few things I wanted to talk about in trying on these shoes, and the first thing is, what socks do I wear under a boot like this? And the answer is a dress sock. Hooray! So I like to wear quite a thin sock under these boots. They're not really designed to be worn with super thick winter, mega thick socks. It's more like, a cotton blend kind of situation, which I've got here. And that will just help with, especially the fit around the ankle. I know some people like to wear really thick socks in winter, but that's not this boot. We've got different boots in the range. This is still a bit of a dress boot. Unless, you have to size up, then you could have a bit of space for it. In terms of the aesthetic, something that we were thinking a little bit about, the metal zip is a little bit of a Seattle 90s grunge moment, which is why I'm wearing my mohair sweater today. And sometimes with the zips, I like to leave them a bit down and loose. And you can see that we've even put the Hasten Slowly logo on it just for fun. But you can also, something I do sometimes because they're a zip, I like to tuck my soft pants into the tops because Seattle, 90s, relaxed, right? I was there. It was good. Yeah, so when we were thinking about the outsole and why we actually opened the molds, it was because we wanted to address this issue that had come up when we were sourcing the outsoles from the open market and the issue with abrasion of people wearing through their outsoles over time, and we wanted to try and address that. By opening the outsole molds, we're able to specify the compositions of the rubbers, and since we've invested in this technology, we've literally had zero boots have been returned on Luna, any of the styles that we've opened ourselves, nothing returned for abrasion, which I'm eternally proud of. That's Lucent. It's on the Luna outsole. It's a great update if you have had Lunas for a couple of seasons now and you're feeling like something new. If you have any questions, comments, ideas, feedback, new colors, come into the studio and design them with me. I'd love that. Come join us. All right, stay radical.